Good morning students, I am Shomaji sir. Today I am here to deliver my lecture on topic photosynthetic pigment and also will discuss about the light reaction, that is cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. So watch the entire video lecture. This is from the chapter photosynthesis. So without any delay, let's start with the topic. So let's start with the topic photosynthesis, site and pigment, where it is located and what are the pigments present. So you can see in the diagram the structure of chloroplast is given, is shown. The thylakoid are there, the granules are there. So let's start with photosynthesis, site and pigment, chloroplast. Okay, so you can see in the left hand side the chloroplast diagram are given. The outer membrane of chloroplast, the inner membrane of chloroplast, the thylakoid, the stroma, everything is given. Okay, so you can see the outer membrane, inner membrane, stroma, lamellae, grana, stroma, ribosome, starch grain, lipid droplets, everything are given. So photosynthesis takes place in green leaves and other green parts of the plant. Chloroplast present in the wall of mesophyll cells of leaf. It helps to get optimum quantity of incident light. Okay, so chloroplast also contains a membranous system. It consists of stroma, lamellae, grana and fluid stroma. Each granum is a group of membrane thylakoid stacks called thylakoid or laminae. They contain leaf pigment. Okay, so numerous stacks of thylakoid forms grana. So the membrane system, in membrane system it traps. Okay, so the membrane system traps light energy and synthesis ATP and NADP. It is called light reaction. So what is light reaction? When the membrane system traps light energy and synthesizes ATP and NADPH, it is called light reaction. It can be different photosystem. One is PS1, PS2. So in stroma, enzymatic reactions incorporate carbon dioxide into plants for synthesizing sugar, which in turns form starch. It is called dark reaction. It does not mean that they occur in darkness or they are not in light dependent. Okay, so dark reaction doesn't mean that it occurs in night time. So you can see the light reaction and dark reaction are shown. Light reaction ATP, dark reaction. Okay, so you can see. Now the pigments involved in photosynthesis, you can see different pigments are there. Chlorophyll A are there, chlorophyll B are there, xanthophyll are there, carotene are there. Like you can see in different, the leaves are of different colors. Okay, the green colors are leaf are there, but still different colors are also there. So pigments are substances that have ability to absorb light at specific wavelength. So chromatography, you all know chromatography paper, isn't it? So in experiment or practical chromatography, you have in this in class 11 practical also. Chromatography shows the following leaf pigment in chromatogram. Example, chlorophyll A can be seen, chlorophyll B can be seen, xanthophyll can be seen, and carotenoid can be seen. So chlorophyll A gives bright or blue green color, chlorophyll B gives yellowish green in color, and xanthophyll gives yellow color, and carotenoid gives yellow to yellow orange color. You can see the chromatography page is shown in the middle of the picture. You can see chlorophyll B, then chlorophyll A, then xanthophyll, then carotene location is given. And the left hand side you can see the chromatography picture is also given. You can see the loading line, the chlorophyll B, then A, then xanthophyll, and then carotene. So chlorophyll B, xanthophyll and carotenoids are accessory pigment. Okay, so chlorophyll B, xanthophyls and carotenoids are accessory pigment. The functions of different accessory pigments are they absorb light at different wavelength and transfer energy to chlorophyll A. Okay, so what are the functions of accessory pigment? They absorb light at different wavelength and transfer the energy to chlorophyll A. They protect chlorophyll A from photooxidation. Okay, so they protect chlorophyll A from photooxidation. Now pigments involved in photosynthesis. You can see the first point, the absorption spectrum and action spectrum coincide slowly. Okay, so absorption spectrum and action spectrum coincides closely, showing that photosynthesis is maximum at blue and red region of the spectrum. So you can see in the action spectrum and absorption spectrum, you can see that photosynthesis is maximum at blue and red regions of spectrum. You can see the graph, first graph, you can see graph showing absorption spectrum of chlorophyll A, B and carotenoid. Next graph, you can see graph showing action spectrum of photosynthesis, and third graph is graph showing action spectrum superimposed on absorption spectrum of chlorophyll A. You can see the rate of photosynthesis and absorption. Okay, and the first figure you can see the chlorophyll A, carotenoid and chlorophyll B, everything is given. So the graph also show that chlorophyll A is the chief pigment associated with photosynthesis. So chlorophyll A is a chief pigment associated with photosynthesis. So next is photosystem. Okay, so pigments are organized in two photosystem. PS, its short form of photosystem is PS. So one is PS1, another is PS2, that is photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. So photosystem 1 is of 700 nanometer wavelength and photosystem 2 is 680 nanometer wavelength. So these are named in sequence of their discovery. So each photosystem has chlorophyll A and accessory pigment bound by protein. Okay, so each photosystem has chlorophyll A and accessory pigment bound by the proteins. So you can see left hand side the diagram of light harvesting complex. You can see the proton, the reaction center, the pigment molecules and the primary acceptor. So all pigments except one molecule of chlorophyll A form light harvesting complex or LHC or antennae. Okay, so all pigment except one molecule of chlorophyll A form light harvesting complex or LHC or antennae. Single chlorophyll A acts as reaction center. So only one chlorophyll A acts as reaction center. So in PS1 the reaction center absorbs light at 700 nanometer and so called P700. Okay, so it absorbs light at 700 nanometer, that's why it is called as P700. And in PS2 it is 680 nanometer, that's why it is called P680. The reaction centers of absorbs light at 680 nanometer. Okay, in PS2 the reaction center absorbs light at 680 nanometer and so it is called P680 and it is called PS2. So this is the light reaction or photochemical phase and this is a cyclic reaction. Okay, so you can see photosystem 1 is there. Okay, so this copy this chart. So light reaction or photochemical phase, you can see here light reaction includes light absorption, water splitting, oxygen release and formation of ATP and NADP. Okay, so ATP and NADP are high energy chemical intermediates. You can see here in leaf, water. Okay, so sunlight is absorbed, you can see. So you can see the Z scheme, that is PS2 is non-cyclic photosystem. You can see that PS1 and PS2 both are involved here. So when PS2 absorbs red light of 680 nanometer wavelength, electrons are excited and transferred to an electron acceptor. The electron acceptor passes them to a chain of electron transport system consisting of cytochrome. So this movement of electron is downhill in the terms of redox potential scale. The electrons are transferred to the pigment of PS1. Okay, So here in non-cyclic photophosphorylation you can see the Z scheme and evolution of oxygen can be seen. So simultaneously electron in PS1 are also excited when they receive red light of 700 nanometer and are transferred to another acceptor molecules having a greater redox potential. So these electrons are moved downhill to a molecule of NADP plus. As a result, so as a result the NADP is reduced to NADPH and hydrogen ion. So the transfer of electron from PS2 to PS1 and finally downhill to NADP plus is called the Z scheme due to its zigzag shape. This shape is formed when all carriers are placed in sequence on redox scale, redox potential scale. Okay, so you have to memorize this chart. So you can see there splitting of water is also same, that is called photolysis. So the water splitting complex in PS2 is located on the inner side of the thylakoid membrane. So it is taking place at the inner side of thylakoid membrane. So water is split into hydrogen ion, oxygen atom and electrons. You can see water is split up into 4 hydrogen ion, oxygen and 4 electrons. So PS2 can supply electrons continuously by replacing electrons from water splitting. Thus PS2 provides electron needed to replace those removed from PS1. The proton hydrogen ion are used to reduce NADP to NADPH. So the reduced it has to be reduced, and oxygen is liberated as a byproduct of photosynthesis. So here oxygen is liberated as a byproduct of photosynthesis. So photophosphorylation, the synthesis of ATP by cells in mitochondrial chloroplast is called photophosphorylation. First is phosphorylation. Okay, what is phosphorylation? The synthesis of ATP by cells that is located in mitochondrial chloroplast is called phosphorylation. And photophosphorylation is the synthesis of ATP from ADP in chloroplast in presence of light. So whenever the light is involved, it is called photophosphorylation. So it occurs in two ways. One is non-cyclic and cyclic. So in the non-cyclic photophosphorylation, it occurs when two photosystems work in a series. That is first PS2 and then PS1 through an electron transport chain as seen in the Z scheme. Here ATP and NADPH and hydrogen ion are synthesized. It is a non-cyclic process because electron lost by PS2 do not come back to it, but it pass on to NADP plus. Okay, so in this system or in this cycle of non-cyclic photophosphorylation, this is not cyclic, it's non-cyclic, so it's called Z scheme. And here evolution of oxygen is also same. And why it is non-cyclic? Because electron lost by PS2 means 683 nanometer does not or do not come back to its, but it passed to the NADP plus. Now this is a cyclic photophosphorylation. This is very important, you have to memorize it. So it occurs in stoma lamellae when only PS1 is functional. Here you can see only PS1, no PS2 is there. So PS1 means P700 nanometer. Okay, so 700 nanometer wavelength will be accepted and it is called P700. So the electron is circulated within photosystem and ATP synthesis occurs due to cyclic flow of electrons. So the lamella of grana have PS1 and PS2. The stroma lamellae membrane lacks PS2 and NADP reductase. Okay, so the lamella of grana have PS1 and PS2, but the stroma lamellae, understood, grana lamella have PS1 and PS2, but the stroma lamellae lacks PS2 and NADP reductase. So the electron does not pass on to NADP plus but is cycled back to PS1 through electron transport chain. Here only ATP is synthesized, no NADPH plus hydrogen ion is synthesized. Cyclic photophosphorylation also occur when only light of wavelength beyond 600 nanometer are available. Okay, so this is a very important diagram of cyclic photophosphorylation. You have to memorize it. Here ATP is synthesized and here only PS1 is used, and it is a cyclic process. So this much for today. I've discussed about cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation and the pigments used in photosynthesis. Thank you, student. This was all about the entire lecture. I have discussed about the topic photosynthetic pigment and different pigments involved in photosynthesis, and also I've discussed about cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. So stay at home, stay safe. I'm Shomujit sir signing off for today, and again I'll meet in the next class. Thank you, students.